Hey? I can't take my shit serious at all. Good morning. Happy Sunday, everyone. How's it going today? We are Sunday, November 23rd, and I wanted to go live today because I had something on my mind. All right? I woke up and I journaled. Now, normally I've been going to bed at 5 a.m. because I have horrible, horrible insomnia and I don't like being awake. Wait, let me run that back. I don't like being no. Let me run that back. I don't. I don't like. My issue is I want to sleep, but I can't. But I don't want to be awake, but I don't like to. Anyways, regardless, I have insomnia. I can't sleep. So usually I've been going to bed at 5 a.m. Not my choice, by the way. I wouldn't if I could not do that, then I would not do that. Let me just make sure the stream is actually up. It looks like it. Let me just make sure the audio is playing because I have a problem with that. Yeah, okay, sorry. So that's half the reason I'm stuttering and I don't know what I'm saying is because I'm making sure that this is live. Good morning, guys, or good afternoon. It is 12 p.m. Pacific time, and I did get out of bed today. So I feel like I should be rewarded for that. Thank you. Thank you. Um I've been having a hard time wanting to like publish content and like go live and like go talk about things. And I think some of the reason is because it's too damn cringe. Right now, I wanted to go live, but I'm going live to zero people. So where's the fun in that? I started going live on TikTok because I saw more engagement and I have way more followers and stuff, and it's just easier access. And then I was doing like tarot reading content on there because it's just fun and it's faster to engage with people. But I wanted to settle down to do more long formatted videos and ones that I can like I can download and edit myself and then repost. So that's a huge win for me personally. So today I wanted to talk about being cringe, and I wrote down what's going on in this book right here. Alexa, play. It's supposed to be playing my music right now. Whatever. I guess I don't need lo-fi beats in the background of my live. She's talking back. All right. You know what? That's okay. That's okay. We don't need music to have fun. I saw something the other night that made me want to journal about what it means to be like a content creator or even just a creative, because when you're putting out your stuff nowadays it feels so damn cringe. Like how many of y'all are SoundCloud rappers and like you're trying to push your content and stuff, but it's like it's cringe. And like I'm not doing SoundCloud, but I'm doing other shit. Like I'm trying to make videos on like tarot and spirituality, and I feel cringe. Like who wants to listen to that stuff? I don't think anyone does really. So you're kind of just putting content out to a void, and you have to be okay with it. And that's the hard part. Is like again, I'm doing this recording mainly for myself, to prove that to prove what I'm talking about, and also to have some fun, maybe chat with some people, and then I can download it later and then edit it for further purposes. But it's cringe. It's cringe. It's cringe. It's cringe. I'm on here. No one gives a fuck. It's Sunday. Like people got church to go to and stuff. Like they're not out here. But I saw the other night on TikTok where it was like, if you want to make content and you don't know what your audience is, think about where you were 3 years ago and make content for that person. And I'm trying to like think back, and I was journaling about it, and I was thinking like, oh, I was watching like hour long rants on religion and spirituality to fall asleep to, just for like background noise, and I was just craving this like intense knowledge of like what to do in the world, like what's the point, what's the meaning of everything. I was like reading more and more about philosophy, East Asian philosophy, which was like peak for me. I took a class on that, and I just wanted to know like what the fuck is going on, and like what do I do with my time and my energy? What am I even trying? What's my purpose in all of this? And growing up Christian, like I wanted this all the time too, except I was talking to someone that didn't want to talk back to me. So that's the only part. I was like, oh my, why are you not talking back? You're talking back to everyone else. God's talking back to everyone else. Is it because I don't know. I mean, I don't know. So I was journaling about that and how I need to kind of start really honing in on that intent of like, oh, I do have a spiritual lens when I talk about this stuff, um, or at least I want to. And then today I woke up with no motivation. I woke up early today, mind you. I'm getting out of bed at 1 p.m. usually, and I got out of bed at 8 p.m. So we should be clapping. We should be doing backflips right now. But the first thing I thought was like, okay, I have the full day ahead of me. We're gonna see Wicked later, but that's later on. And what do I do with my time? I should make a YouTube video, and I should get one up by Friday because I've been slacking. We know I've been slacking. I post whenever I feel like it, and that's not okay for me, but it is okay for me because then I can just do whatever I want. It's nice. So then I started journaling about maybe maybe why am I getting in my own way when it comes to content creation? Because I keep telling myself like, oh, I should record. I have no ideas whatsoever. I don't know what to do. But then it's like I do have ideas. I do have ideas. I just don't want to communicate them because I don't want to be cringe. I don't want to be a freak on the internet. But sometimes you just are a freak on the internet. Because I'm like, let me talk about witchcraft. Let me talk about spirituality. Let me talk about actual manifestation and how to actually get what you want. But then I'm like, am I living in that truth, or am I just speaking it trying to get a like, I don't know. I don't want to be, because I see a lot of like content creators on YouTube and stuff. They talk about like, oh, if you want to manifest, like this is the way you do it. I take the things that resonate and I leave the things that don't, because half the time they're just trying to make a buck, and I don't, let me not come for their bag. I'm not here to come for their bag at all. We're all out here just trying to make content, and we're just trying to have fun. I do think it's a problem though when it's like, this is the only way to manifest. But if you actually want to know how to do it, you got to do my course. By the way, we're actually doing a retreat, and you should come join that if you want to learn actually anything. Um, I hope that I don't really, I'm not insulting anyone. I just think that, and I hope I don't fall prey to this guru complex in the future. It's just more of a like a talk about it, and then if people want more, then that is what can be maybe behind a paywall or something. Like I plan on with this channel talking about these topics, but then maybe going into more detail with my like members only, people that actually want to hear it. Because when I post direct content on like manifestation, candle magic, or something a little bit more niche, I'm scared of the backlash. I'm just scared of a lot of things, actually. So that's where we kind of got the like, da, 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 like maybe today I can journal about to be free is to be cringe. What would it look like if I just went full cringe and stopped caring about what other people said? What kind of content would I make? What kind of creator would I become? And so then I journaled about that. So I'm going to share that a little bit, and then we're going to switch up later in the live, and we're going to talk about some actual real manifestations, practices, and stuff like that. Because I think I'm in a similar boat with a lot of other people that are creative but have no idea where they want to shape their outlet. I think a lot of us like, I went to college for video and film, and so I'm like, oh, I have to do a video thing. I have to like get on set and stuff. But sometimes we're put in a position in life where we can't be doing that stuff. Um, and I think work, a job, capitalism always gets in the way of that every single time. Always, every single time is getting in the way with it. Um, so and then also the people around you, it's cringe to make art and have people watch it because they're going to critique it, and they're going to think that they could do this better. I mean, anytime a movie is watched, think about all the letterbox reviews and like how everyone is all of a sudden a film fucking critic, and everyone, it's, and that's fine. I think we all have taste, we all have an opinion, we all got something to say. But when you're the artist on the receiving end, it's really really hard to want to create when you just know that there's people out there that are gonna gun for you. So I started off by journaling about how it's always hard for me to think of what to say, and what to say that will keep people engaged and actually want to say it. What do I have to tell the world that would be so damn important that anyone would give a fuck about. And I really like I think it's my spiritual niche. I think that is the one for me where because this is what I want to talk about: philosophy, self-help, spirituality. um I just get so scared that I'm putting myself in a box, and once I do that, there's no going back. So I'm not only scared to I'm scared to even just take the first step and make anything, because maybe further on down the road, I'm gonna screw myself over. No, like that's already a problem. If you're in a position where you're already scared to make content because you think it's going to be cringe, and you're already worried about future expectations of people and putting yourself in a box, well, then you're never going to create to begin with. It's never gonna happen. And mind you, I wrote this morning, so I'm talking shit about me right now. Like I'm not even gonna for any one of you. I'm talking about me right now. I said I wanted to commit to this spiritual niche, but I just don't know if it putting myself in a box. Listen, you got to do something anyways. Next, what if a friend sees it, or even someone I'm interested in sees it, and would they be turned off and walk away? This is why I keep a lot of my spiritual practices and my spiritual life private, because once you put it on display, and when you put anything on display, if you make songs and you make music and you make paintings and poetry, you put it on display, people watch it, and then that is associated with your character. So you might be terrified that you put out content, maybe that's a little bit edgy, or maybe that's cringe, and then that's associated with your character, and it could turn you off of potential mates or even potential friends, and they think, oh, it's that weird guy that makes YouTube videos about X, Y, and Z, or that weird guy on SoundCloud that has no idea what he's talking about or saying. So people can get turned off, walk away. People could interpret it wrong and have their own things. And that scared me so much that I could be making content about witchcraft or something, and then someone who's interested in me looks at my name and they're like, oh, this guy's a fucking psycho. Like, I gotta run. So, just that anxious thought has me turned off and cringed when it comes to making any sort of art whatsoever. But then the advice I give myself is, okay, you're scared of what people might think. Again, and that's getting in your way of creating anything at all. Well, maybe those people shouldn't be around to begin with. Surprise, shoddy. Like, my closest friends to me, and like they know what I'm up to. They know what I believe, and they love when I talk about it. They love when I do the tarot readings for them, talk about astrology and stuff. But that should be enough. If you're what I literally wrote about in the next paragraph. I'm like, um, if you're already scared of what someone might think, you might as well get it out now than worry about it down the road. Because say there's a guy that's interested in me, and then I don't tell him anything about this stuff, and then he comes and finds out, gets turned off by it, and leaves like 3 months down the road. Well, bitch, you might as well discover it now and see what I'm posting now than to worry about it later. So that's the advice as well. It's like you cannot be creating. You should be creating with your how can I put this? You should be creating art with you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna say it. You shouldn't be creating art with anyone in mind. You shouldn't be creating art for other people or what might please them. You shouldn't be creating art that is going to satisfy the critics and the fans and maybe the hot chick you want to come in your life. I don't know, just something like that. Because then you're already creating for art outside of you. You're not doing it to come from a place inside. And then it's damaged a little bit. I think there is a difference between like creating an art and then wanting it to be monetized and then having people like buy into it, because then you really kind of should start thinking about, all right, the audience likes this, the audience doesn't like that. But even then, you should be allowed in a creative space to put out ideas. I think like it's perfectly okay for musicians to flop, and everyone should have the flop era. And I think it's actually like you don't see like prodigies like that just comes out with everything clean. And I saw another TikTok today of someone talking about how like everyone just deletes everything nowadays. And I have also been a victim of this, where like I used to try to make YouTube videos when I was a teenager, and I just everything it's wiped, it's gone. You're not gonna see it on the face of YouTube. You're not gonna see it anywhere. So it's like, but why was I doing that? Because I was scared of being cringe. I was scared of judgment. And you guys might be in a similar boat where it's like you want to create art, but you also kind of want to look cool and keep your image up as well. Because you don't want your image, I don't know, like it could ruin your aesthetic, it could ruin your interpretation or the interpretation that other people think of you. It could break off people in your life. But you know what? As my girl Mel Robbins says, let them. Let them. I'm a firm believer, even without art in the picture, if someone is in your life and they're judging you constantly and they're critiquing you constantly, which is just bullying, then get them out. Get them out, because what are they doing to contribute to your life besides bringing you down? Like, you're not gonna take them to the top, and you shouldn't take them to the top. You should. It's friendly critique and friendly criticism can be a good thing, but that's not what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about people that are turned off by you, by the content you put out, by the art you put out. And maybe you just gotta let them. Maybe you gotta let them be turned off. So, with this fear of how other people are going to perceive you based off of what you put out, maybe you should just let them perceive you. And I'm really trying to like hold in on that, because I I want to create content based on like the occult and like witchcraft, because that stuff is just so fucking interesting, and I love how it's its own system and it's its own rules to create change in the universe. But I'm so terrified that like a bitch from Tinder gonna go see my YouTube video and be like, oh, that guy's a whack a mole. Well, if this is something I want to do full time anyways, then maybe you just gotta let them. Maybe they're just gonna walk themselves out. So so then it's like, who cares? Absolutely, who cares? So that was my next thing. Oh, another thing I wanted to bring up. Let's see. What if I wanted to do more in the future? Would I'm trying to read my own handwriting and it's like chicken scratch. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes I just be in the moment and I just like I get possessed here. What if I wanted to do more in the future? Oh yeah, what if what I create in the present impacts my honor or reputation in the future? What would the internet critics say about me? And this makes me think, because I've always thought about creating music as well, but if you kind of put yourself into like I'm a YouTube content creator and then do like music later on, people are like, oh, now everyone wants to be a musician, everyone wants to write music now all of a sudden. um and so I'm kind of worried that if I put myself again, if you hone in on a niche and you put yourself, are you putting yourself in a box, and are you going to regret that box in the future? um that's my biggest worry, is that if I hone in on this niche, maybe 5 years down the road, I don't want to be in that niche and I want to switch up. But maybe that's also okay, because I think again we're entering territory now where it's like you're refusing to create because you're scared of potential future. You're scared of maybe wanting to switch up. You're scared of people. You're scared of your reputation. You're scared of just trying anything. And now it's like we're living in a fear up here. Meanwhile, we're not doing anything down here. And then it's getting a little bit embarrassing now, because and I'm saying this about me. I should be embarrassed about myself, because I am so often falling into the pit of cringe, and like I really want to make a video about this, but what if XYZ sees this, or like what if like I go into work and people like make fun of me, and you know what, at the end of the day, fuck them all, fuck them all. Art should be prioritized, and it should be we've and that's I'm like I'm tripping up on my words, because that's how passionate I feel about this. It should be protected, but again, you put art out there for the people to see it, and then you're always gonna get shit no matter what you do. And you see this all the time online, especially within female artists. I've noticed, or like female musical artists, is they can never be perfect. They can never be perfect. They can never do a flop. They can never do anything. If they don't, maybe they're doing too much, or maybe they're doing too little. They're always being critiqued by fans, by haters, by everyone in between. It doesn't matter. It's just like constant. And it's like, how do you want to create and put it out there when there's always going to be someone that doesn't fuck with your shit, and there's always going to be someone that has much to say about it. So then I started writing about Dochi. I love my girl Dochi. I love her art. I love her music, and I love that she came from a YouTube space as well. I really resonate with her story because she's talking about, or yeah, she's talking about like having to work and having to do capitalism, and then meanwhile wanting to create and having this like spiritual urge to be something greater than herself. And I think that's like so beautiful. And then in one of the songs I was just listening to by her, she said that something about like no critics and no fans ever got an award. Um, and I was like, wait a minute, run that back real quick, run that back real quick. No critics got awards, no fans got awards. It's the creative that gets awards and they get the praise. And so then that made me think. I'm like, oh, it's like kind of hashing on that. Like you should not create to please the critics, but you also shouldn't create to please the fans. You shouldn't create to please any of those guys because they're not the ones that are going to get the recognition at the end of the day. They might help you get your recognition that you deserve, but the work that you put in is what creates everything else. If you sit there waiting for the perfect response or you're creating art to get the perfect response from your fans or your haters, it doesn't matter which one because they're two sides of the same coin. Um, you're never going to get anything done and you're never going to get anything. And this is where a lot of the problems are coming in is you don't want to create because of all this stuff. But we have to keep going back to you don't want to create at all, period. To be cringe, I feel like I should rename this like to be cringe is to be free as a creative or something like that. As a creative stuff, creativity stuff. Maybe that's good. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna help at all or anything. No one's joined yet, but that's okay. I'm fine with that because I'm ranting. Because it's like for these videos anyways, I record myself, so you might as well maybe just get a viewer every now and then and just have a little bit more fun. Okay, so we are scared of creating content or creating anything because we're scared of how people are going to view it. We're scared of our reputation, and we're scared of like backlash, and that's preventing us from creating at all. And that's not what we want. That's not what we want. What else am I talking about? Because again, what if a potential? Oh yeah, and then I just harp on like, what if like someone I have a crush on like tunes in, sees my work, and is like, oh, that's weird. Bye. And then I'm like shunning people away. But you know what? Again, like fuck him, fuck them. It's so funny because like when I like write this stuff down and I'm feeling this stuff always, I'm like, damn, this is like a really real feeling that I'm having. Maybe I have to be a cringe individual because um it's like I'm saving myself from myself. But then when I sit down and I look at what I'm saying and as a friend to myself and even as like a friend to like trying to give you advice, I'm like, brother, what the fuck? I wouldn't want any bitch around if I'm talking to you and you're having people in your life that are disowning you or putting you to the side or whatever because of the art that you create, then I would tell you get rid of them. Let the trash take itself out. So that's why it's so funny, just like reading back and reflecting on my own words, because I'm like, damn, you know what? Maybe you show that maybe it is okay to be a little bit cringe. Maybe it's okay. Oh, that shit's so good. And then if a crush did see it, like, wouldn't you want someone to be with you that supports your work and supports your creativity rather than someone that gets with you just to what? Like, just to what? Just to hate on you and be a hater and walk himself out, anyways? So let's see. What am I talking about? But if I've learned anything from dealing with men and friends, is that the authenticity brings the good ones. Right. Okay. Exactly. Upfront weirdness prevents later on betrayal. Okay, yeah. So it's my. You better be cringe now instead of holding it in just to be showing your true colors later, and people are like, "Ew, that's weird." Get out, get out. You might as well let your freak flags fly right now. Hoist them up, hoist them up. Let's get it going. You want to get rid of it now before it's a problem later, and you don't want to be fake about yourself. I just made this TikTok video on like luxury brands, and I was responding to a creator. I'm doing so bad. I wonder if I can find it because he actually has some good TikToks. Um, I was reflecting on a creator that talks about kind of like this luxury lifestyle. Let's see if I can pull up React Cam. Boom. Okay, screen capture, edit, window capture, Safari. Anyone? Anyone? Safari, TikTok, make your day. Perfect. 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 Now we can watch TikToks together. Lit. Except I don't know if you can hear any of this. Is this muted? Yeah, what happens if I can I turn this off? Play that. Okay, so this is the issue is I have to turn that down because I am gonna have to play this out loud. Maybe I just have to turn that off. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see. I made a video, blah blah blee blee blah blue. Working class idolizing based off this. This guy. I love his content right now. I've been eating it up. He's been making content about he him. I think so. He's been making content about. Oh, he doesn't even have that much. 2.7 million, but just taste and luxury taste and the upper class and like how they. The video that I saw was actually originally about. Let's see if I can find it. This one, the elites use taste as a way to keep you out. That's the hook. And this is the video. See, this is why I gotta like sit down and actually record videos. I like to be like, I don't have any ideas. Let me just record what I'm gonna say and then call it good. But this guy's like doing a hook and everything, and it's just beautiful. Look at even the background's blurred. I don't know. What am I talking about? So this guy's using conversation about being how taste is used to kind of keep people out of higher class circles and social spheres. And great content, check it out. So then I made a video kind of responding, being like, yeah, it kind of blows. It blows a little bit because people in the working class will, we idolize it a little bit because it's shoved in our faces. Uh, when you grow up working class, it's shoved in your faces. The way that you make it out is you hit the lotto and you can finally buy a Lamborghini, you can finally get drip, you can finally get a nice ass apartment and stuff. But even if you match your wealth to some of these other people and you try grabbing their aesthetic as well, you are going to fall on your face because they're still gonna like suss you out and then not involve you in their social circle. And that's kind of what that content creator was saying was that like the elites use taste as a way to keep you out. There's even when the middle class kind of got like when like Gucci and stuff like that became more accessible to the middle class, then the elites are like, okay, now we have to do more of a quiet luxury, and then how that's becoming their taste now. So then my response was like, yeah, we want to get that because that's what we're sold. We're sold on this idea of that like you break out of the working class and then you can finally go and be with them. But the trick is you go up there and then they suss you out and then they don't want you there anyways. They just see you as like someone who's like a fake, I don't know, something like that. But my point to that is like you can try to match their aesthetic to blend in, but the issue is blending in. You can curate your aesthetic, you can curate your content and everything to match what is seen as what regal, luxurious, to match what the elites are doing, but they're always gonna suss you out, and they're always gonna think you're lesser than because of your background. So then my response is saying, stop it. Like it's a pitfall when you think about it. The pitfall is that you get up there and it's not going to be, or in my eyes, it's not going to be worth it. It's not going to be worth it to pretend that you're some wealthy person and that you come from a culture of wealth and just to blend in so that no one will know that you once were working class or something and you don't have the taste that the elites do. What the fuck is the point? Why is it fun? And we've seen in examples of like uh, people that get up there try or what is it? I don't know. I was just reading some of these comments. Like this is a great comment from my friend JJ who was talking about when people come into money, they forget their background a lot of the time, and then they start thinking they're better than. Like I feel like it's another trope of like you get wealth and then you forget where you came from, and that's not the way to do it because you're always trying to be someone else, or now you're trying to separate yourself from the working class when the elites are trying to separate themselves from the middle class and working class. And so again, we're chasing things that it's like, who cares? We're chasing nothing at the end of the day. This other person. Oh fuck! What the feet? Can I lock these? Nice. I just want to move this. Come on. Come here. Okay, I guess I can't. Okay, there we go. Lol. Okay, it's a lifestyle they're born into. That's how a working class person gets a little bit of money. They look ridiculous trying to play dress up with these types. A little bit. I agree a little bit. It's like, let people have money, let them have fun, especially if you're working class. Sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of a break. Sometimes it's nice. The issue is when you try to match the culture and the taste of other these elites that are spitting on you. They're spitting on you. They're spitting on your family. They're spitting on your friends. They're spitting on where you came from, and you're trying to match up to that, and you're not being authentic now at this point. So, this guy that I responded to his video, who's talking about luxury and taste. I really like the idea of like having good taste and being knowledgeable about trends and like what's working and what's not, and what's like high quality and like highbrow taste. But as he kind of points out by the end of his video, it's like you kind of just got to be you at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you got to be you. Doesn't matter if you're chasing money. It doesn't matter if you're trying. You just got to be you, because you could work your fucking ass off from being a working class person, get all the way to the top, just so you can blend in, just so you can finally have made it, and then you're still spit on. You're still pushed to the side, and so that's the issue right there. If we want to talk about that. Yeah, I'll just cancel all of that. So that's part of the issue, is that it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you're trying to do. Anytime that you're trying to blend in or pass and you're failing to be truly authentic because you're scared that maybe if you wear the wrong thing, then people are going to disown you. Or if you say the wrong thing, you're going to be disowned. Or if you create the wrong thing or create the wrong aesthetic, then people are going to shun you. And it's like, damn, now we're just going, oh, hit that camera. Now we're just going back in a circle of like, you might as well just create nothing then. You might as well just give up. But that's not the answer. The answer is to be truly authentic with what you are and what you're trying to do, because then no one can look down upon you. If you're truly living your life, if you're truly authentic, because then it looks like if a group is up here, they think they're better than you, whether it's financially, culturally, whatever, which, let's be real, that's just like colonialism. Let's be real. All these elite circles and their elite taste is colonialism, is classism. Let's just call it what it is. But if you're worried about people looking down on you and spitting on you, the best thing you can do is just be authentic, because then you'll have something that they never have. Because they're also up in a rat race, trying to outsmart each other, outlook each other, outtaste each other, whatever you want to call it, and they're looking silly too. And then so you have a group of silly people trying to compete with each other, spitting down on you. But if you're living in your truth, there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to worry about, because then you're the trendsetter. If you are truly being authentic and you truly don't give a damn what other people are thinking or they're doing, then you are creating a path that no one has ever created before. Yes, you use inspiration from other people, but you're doing something other people haven't done before, and that in itself should be rewarded. And I think that is the answer. Not trying to chase, not trying to get up in a level with other people. It's just being you and being authentic. And yes, it's cringe, but you have to do it. You have to do it, because then the alternative is that you try to blend in and you try to pass in whatever way that means. But then you're not being authentic, and then you're holding back your creativity. And then if that's the life you want to live, so be it. I saw other comments under this video that this guy made about how there were people that successfully were working class and they perfectly blend in, and and then no one like ever like knew about their past or anything. And there's like ways to do it, whether it's brushing up on Italian fucking literature or something, I don't know. But it's like, that's okay for some people to want to blend in, but that's not what my goal. That's not what my inner creative wants. That's what my human being wants, because I'm scared of rejection. But my inner creative knows it has to be rejected. in order to truly create. I wish I could have like a. I'm like, let me next segment. Was that good? Was that good? What else did I talk? So I'm so worried about how people could perceive me that I'd rather risk doing nothing than anything at all. And I think you might. I mean, if you're watching this, you might have the same issue where it's like you're so much worried about all these other risks or all these other factors that you risk doing nothing. And what is better? Living in your mind of anxiety and playing it safe, or risking wait, yeah, living what's better for you? Living in your mind and thinking that it's a safer place to be because you're just being anxious and risking creating nothing, or creating anything you want and risking being in your mind. Yeah. Okay, that was good. All right, that was good. That was good. But for real though, it's like you're listening to you're listening to the pundits, you're listening to the critics, and that's almost worse than listening to your inner critic because you're trying to, as you like, bitch. If you're gonna take criticism, you might as well take it from yourself and post something that you've worked on and risk that from yourself rather than risking it for other people. At least do it for yourself. At least be cringe for yourself. Again, is it worth the risk of doing nothing altogether? Talk about nothing because I'm scared. How do I get. I can't read my damn handwriting. I don't know why I do this. Como se dice? Let's see. Risk doing nothing altogether. Talk about nothing because I'm scared. How do I get it to take the risk? What? How do I get out it be uh how do I get our it besides to take the risk? What? Okay, I think I'm trying to ask how do I take that risk? Talk about nothing because I'm scared. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like I've already just said, would you rather talk about nothing because you're scared, or would you rather just take the damn risk? Is that what I said? Damn. No. So it's like, which one? Which one? And then it goes along with like being a trendsetter is being truly authentic. Just take the fucking risk. Take the risk. Oh, take the risk. I'm so scared of taking the risk. Are you scared of taking the risk? I think we're all scared of taking the risk. Being creative is truly being vulnerable, and I don't know. It is a huge risk, but I think the reward is so much better because you get it out of your system. You get to create, which I think that's why we're really on Earth. It's because God is our ultimate creator, so we kind of can create in response as well. Oh, damn. Yeah, okay. So then I go on to say, what about. So, right now, let's say for you, if you're doing content creation, well, what about if you wanted to write a book, write a song? How do you do anything without anxiety? Um, and then I go. I go on to talk about how I smoke weed and I got paranoid not about creating anything ever. But you could do anything. And where am I going with this? I said because I'm trying to speak to you now, but now it's getting confusing. I said I could write a book, I could sing and write, I could do anything without my anxiety. I smoked sativa last night and got so anxious online again. I had to turn it off. Oh yeah, because I went live and I was like, no, I can't do this actually. I could probably do any commentary. I couldn't do it at all. I was so embarrassed. Um, and just reminding me of how awkward it feels to go live, especially when there's no one watching. But it's more than that. It's more than that. You really could do anything without anxiety. I think you could. Oh my god, if I wasn't anxious, I'd be fucking singing and dancing out in the streets. I'd be out there, I'd be singing to the masses, I'd be writing novels, I'd be out there doing everything. So you probably feel the same way, where it's like if you didn't have that anxiety and you didn't have that fear of criticism, fear of backlash, fear social anxiety just in general, then what could you do? What could you create? And I think I could do so much. Um, I don't know why I tied that in into smoking weed. I was just like, I'm anxious. I gotta go. The only thing to fight the cringe is just to do it. Yeah, that's nice. I wrote that. My final paragraph in my journaling today just says the only thing to fight the cringe is just to do it. Do it and fail, do it and try, and maybe our time. What the fuck am I trying to say ever? And maybe our time, y'all figure it out. We'll figure it out. Maybe over time, I'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. Wow. Okay. The only thing to fight is cringe. The only thing. The only thing to fight cringe. The only thing to. Oh my God. I can't even say it. I can't even say it. That's how you know I haven't accepted it as a truth. The only thing to fight cringe is just to do it. Do it and fail. Do it and try. And maybe over time you'll figure it out. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that. Damn, it's good. It's good to journal. I started doing this is my art kind of journaling because I started to do the artist way, just to kind of help with my creative blocks and like figure out what I really want to do. And over the course of doing the artist way, I have figured out that I do want to do like spiritual content and stuff like that. So I highly recommend if anyone is struggling with their creativity and is also kind of a spiritual person, highly recommend that. They talk a lot about God, which might be a little bit of a turn off to people, but I think if you are agnostic or you believe in anything, like I think it's fine. I think as long like they talk about God as the great creator, they're the ultimate creator, and they created us to also create. Like that is kind of the only purpose in life is to love and create, in my opinion, at least. Especially after reading The Artist Way. So over time that I've been doing this, I've kind of figured out what I want to talk about and what I want to be known for and how I can get from point A to point B. So I totally recommend that if you guys are also wondering how what the fuck to do with your creative input. You have a creative feeling, you know it needs to get out, but what the fuck do you do with it? Highly recommend Artist Way. We turns out we all have subconscious blocks. Turns out we all have critics. Turns out we all have an inkling of what to do. We just it's a hard time finding that. So that's the L there. All right, what else do I want to talk about when it comes to being cringes to be free? Don't be cringe. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Drop bitches if they drop the bitches if they don't like you. If they don't fuck with what you're doing, drop them. It's okay. It's okay. Again, I'm scared that I'm putting myself in a niche, and I don't want to be just known as like like a witch from online or like a fucking warlock or a spiritual guru online. I want to be known as like Analog, and like maybe Analog plays Minecraft on Twitch, and maybe Analog like talks about spiritual things, and maybe Analog doesn't talk about anything at all. So whatever. This is just my creative persona, and I'm gonna live in it, and I think that's okay. I think I'm starting to learn, really, really learn that it's better to create something than nothing at all. It's better to be cringe and fail miserably with what you create than to try to create something that doesn't feel in alignment to who you are, what you're trying to say, and then to please who? I don't know. To please who? So that's what I gotta say on that. I am gonna add this into a video, so I am gonna do an outro right now, and I think I gotta do an intro too. So let me do that. Except I don't know what I want to say. This has been a video on being cringe, and it's okay to be cringe. If anything, be cringe instead to save yourself. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty good. Be cringe to be creative to just do it. 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 Excuses, 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 blah, 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 blah. You might as well be cringe and create something than avoid being cringe to create nothing. Boom, right there. Right there is the vision right there. Let me add a little bit of intro. Hi. You should be cringe. You should be cringe. Being cringe is safe. It's a safe thing to do. Nice. Okay, I want to switch up now. I think I want to talk about something else. I just really needed to get that off my chest, and I wanted to come on live and kind of talk about that a little bit. And I think I've done so. I think I'm really happy with that conversation. So we're gonna kind of switch up, and I think we're gonna talk about I don't. We're gonna talk about some witchcraft. I think I just love. I love talking about occult. I love talking about witchcraft. So we're gonna do that. So let me. I think I'm gonna end the stream so I can get the video recording for this, and then I'll come back on. Thank you guys for listening. Bye bye.